Hello, I'm here to do a video log evaluation of Paul's two antithetical speeches. His speeches were on gun control and whether or not the government should be allowed to restrict access to guns or allow people to have guns, and whether or not he agreed with that or not. For your first speech, Paul, I felt like it flowed all right. I think that the content you had in both of them was good. You had good information in both of them. I was surprised. I'm pretty sure it was hard for you to argue for one of the ways in those. So I was very impressed with how you handled that. How you gathered pretty good information for both sides. You didn't give a lackluster effort on the side that you disagreed with, and in fact, it was almost harder for me to tell which side you agreed with per disagreed with. So you did very well with that, and so I was impressed with that. I thought that the information you had was very good, and I think that the topic that you chose was perfect for you. I think that you're just the perfect person to go over that. Now, some of the I also thought that you kept pretty good eye contact. You looked down at your notes many times, but I didn't really feel like it was too much. That's what the notes are there for, and so I thought you had a pretty good mix of both of those, and you had good body language, and I thought you did pretty well with that. Some areas for improvement. I think that your speeches could have been formatted a little bit, maybe cleaner. They could have flowed a little bit better. There were points in both speeches where it seemed like you kind of just jumped. And maybe in written format in a paper it was okay, but the transition verbally was not that it wasn't there, but it wasn't just quite as clear. So there were times where you would be going from one thing to the next, and I would have to think about it for a second, and then I would understand where the connection was. And not that it didn't flow at all. It's just there were points where it was a little choppy, it seemed like. And then as you were going through your speeches for both of them, I kept listening for the sources that you got your information from. And I know when you addressed the amendment, it was pretty obvious. You talked about the Second Amendment. We know where that comes from. But a lot of your other facts about like the shootings that occurred and different things like that, I don't remember hearing any source for where you got that information. I'm assuming that you didn't make that information up, but I just for any of it, just for my own sake, I didn't know where it was, so I'm not able to go back and look it up on my own and see exactly where you got that stuff from. And then let's see, information flow. Oh, I felt like your tone maybe could have been suited and performed a little bit differently with how you were speaking. Not that you were boring or monotone throughout, but it seemed like you were a little bit casual. Not that you need to carry a very professional tone or a tone filled with emotion or so on and so forth, but to a point, having a little bit more than just a casual tone can make loads of differences in a speech. But other than that, I thought your speeches were done well. You got your point across. You were pretty clear in what you were saying, and for arguing both sides of it, I thought you did pretty well. So, good job, Paul.